Welcome to Thurston County's annual swearing-in ceremony. I'm Mary Hall, your Thurston County Auditor, and it is my privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies today and to swear in our new and returning elected officials. So this is our second year swearing in using Zoom. So fingers crossed that technology is our friend today. Hopefully we'll be together soon in person. So in the unlikely event that I get dropped off and can't get back on, I've delegated authority to my Chief Deputy, Diana Benson, to continue with the ceremony. I've got pretty good connection here, so hopefully that won't happen. But we do have a backup plan, and the backup to her, we always do primary backup alternate, is Tilly Naputi Puller, my elections manager. So I ask that throughout this ceremony that you all stay muted. And if you're not one of the officials being sworn in today, if you could please turn off your camera, we'd really appreciate it. So after I swear you in, what I ask of you is to make sure you sign your oath of office and return it in the prepaid return envelope to my office so we can file it. That's an important step. And the certificate of election is yours to keep. So we are pleased to have Judge Sharonda Emamilo lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance today.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for having me here today, and congratulations to all of you who are being sworn in today. Now, together we will do our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Emamilo. I really appreciate that. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Pastor Jim Ladd, who will give the invocation. Pastor Ladd is the lead pastor at the Evergreen Christian Community. Pastor Ladd was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and earned his degree in Evangel University. In addition to his ministry experience, Jim has been a sports writer, an air traffic controller, and a sales consultant. Jim's non-church background, plus his eclectic leadership experience, result in a pastor who effectively communicates to a broad audience and majors in down-to-earth practical application where we live, work, and play. Jim additionally holds an MA in organizational leadership from Evangel University. Jim leads the Evergreen Christian Community, a multi-site church committed to changing the world through more and better followers of Jesus. Jim and Sue Ladd have 5 adult children, and 2 daughter-in-laws, 3 granddaughters, 2 grandsons, and a dog named Romo. Pastor Ladd, welcome.
Thank you so much. It is really an honor to be with you guys today. And I want to just begin by congratulating everyone on their election or re-election, and let you know that we are proud of you and stand ready to support and encourage you. In our faith system, I feel compelled to apologize for the bad behavior of many church people or Christians, how we can be perceived in our activities politically. But I want you to know that our scriptures call us to be very much supportive and submitted to our governing authorities. In fact, government authority and authority structures were created by God for the good of people. And we're called to serve God by serving our elected officials. And so in our view, you were created to do God's will through this political office that you will serve. And you're therefore servants of God in that manner. And he calls us to pray for you, to support you, to encourage you, to believe in you, and to honor and submit to you. So that is our objective as believers. From the United States standpoint, it's government, by the people, for the people, of the people. And so I just encourage you as you take this incredible task on. It's just a difficult time to be a leader of anything. And particularly elected officials, it takes great courage to do what you're doing. So thank you for your courage. These are trying days. It's kind of a thankless time to be a public servant in public office. And so I'm really glad that you do that. I honor that and do ask God to help you as you face the challenges that you face in our trying times. So I just want to pray for you. God, I'm so grateful for these who have followed you into public service. I believe they are your servants, and I believe they bring honor to your name by serving people well. I pray that you give them favor. I pray that you give them wisdom. I pray that they experience joy in their public service. I pray for protection for them and their families. I pray for courage and endurance during trying times. I pray for great victories through cooperation and collaboration. I pray that you would bless Thurston County by blessing them. God, we commit to you this group of people, and we ask your hand upon them. May all human beings receive great dignity and great service by their leadership. Bless them, we pray. We give thanks for them. In the wonderful name of Jesus, amen.
Mary, you're on mute.
On mute.
Gosh darn it. I can't believe it. I was committed that that would not happen this ceremony. Okay. Take two. I now want to thank the team that made this event happen. A big shout out to my elections manager, Tilly Naputi Puller, and all the election staff from the auditor's office. And a special thank you to Lynette Milton, my election supervisor, for organizing the ceremony. And there's a lot more that goes into this than you would know. So thanks to all of you very, very much. I appreciate you more than you would ever know. And we're pleased to have some elected officials attending today's ceremony. So in addition to Judge Emma Milo, we have Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland, who's going to be our keynote speaker. And joining to watch the ceremony today, we have Graham Sacrosan, former school board member, John Thunheim, our prosecuting attorney, Jeff Gadman, our county treasurer, Joe Downing, port commissioner, Cynthia Pratt, outgoing long-term City of Lacey council member, and Lietta Dahlhoff from the city of Tumwater. So thank you very much for coming and joining us today. So today is a day of recognition, commitment, and celebration. In front of our families, our friends, and community, you are taking an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington. The oath you take today is your minimal obligation. To be successful public officials, we must reach beyond ourselves and serve all our communities. We must take office and work together, not just within your own jurisdiction, but across jurisdictions to solve problems. We must be willing to make hard decisions and hold ourselves to the highest standards of transparency, integrity, and ethics. In addition to the oath you are taking today, I encourage you to make a personal pledge that you will work every day, not only to uphold your oath, but go the extra mile for our community. So congratulations on your election and re-election to office. And thank you for your willingness to step up and serve, because we are in trying times. So now I'm honored to welcome our honorary speaker, Jody Serbir. Jody is the Executive Director of the Dispute Resolution Center of Thurston County. And the Dispute Resolution Center empowers people to resolve their disputes by providing conflict resolution services and training, community members who need those skills. So they were founded in 1990 with the simple notion that residents can settle their own disputes and learn effective communications with a little bit of help from trained and neutral facilitators. Jody is past president and member of the Resolution Washington, the statewide member association of dispute resolution centers. She also serves on the executive committee of the National Association of Community Mediation. Jody, thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hall. And thank you, Pastor Ladd, and also Judge Amamio. Hello, Representative Strickland, our esteemed judges, and everyone participating in and watching this ceremony today. It is with much gratitude that I am here with you all this afternoon. It truly is an honor to be contributing to this official swearing-in ceremony of our many elected officials throughout Thurston County. It is good to be together, to mark this occasion, even if we can't be physically present with one another. As you heard already, I have the privilege of leading the Dispute Resolution Center of Thurston County as the executive director. And in my years in this role, as you heard, I have also had the opportunity to lead within Resolution Washington and within NAFCAM, the National Association. So it is really because of this experience and this commitment of my own that I really highly value processes, practices, and a way of being that elicits wisdom from individuals and groups such that they are empowered to make positive change. And it is really from this perspective that I find great delight in celebrating each of you and what's possible for our community due to your leadership. Today, we gather in recognition of each of you who has stepped up and been selected to serve in your various capacities. While there may be many motivations that draw individuals to positions of elected leadership, I believe the most honest and true impulse is a sense of purpose and a commitment to being of service. When one commits to a path of service, there is at root a belief that each of us has the power to make change. A belief that by offering the skills acquired, the experience lived, and the wisdom gleaned from many lessons learned, we really can contribute to a better future for everyone. As the events of the last nearly 2 years have unfolded, each of us has individually and collectively been really in a state of adjustment, adapting and responding. We have seen community needs compound one on top of the other. We have had opportunity to more deeply witness, understand, and address flaws in our systems. And we have been dealing with an immense amount of loss. The loss of loved ones, the loss of relationships, the loss of what we thought was certainty or at least predictability. Thus, we have been and will continue to be in a transformative period. And we know that change does not always come easy. This level of sustained uncertainty and change is scary and it's stressful. And those are two major contributors to conflict. What we in the field of community-based conflict resolution have learned through the years, back from our early days of formation within the Civil Rights Act, on through the decades to today, is that effective leaders, both formal and informal leaders, move their communities forward by showing up not with predetermined solutions, but rather showing up ready to listen. Not catering to a select few, but rather being of service to all and facilitating processes that provide space for a variety of voices. It's about bridging divides, deepening understanding, and co-creating solutions. It's about honoring and respecting the dignity and the worth of every person, building a community where truly everyone belongs, especially when we do not share the same perspective. Standing in positions of leadership, as you are, can sometimes be lonely. As much as you try to serve everyone, not all will be happy. Challenges will continue to arise and resolve can waver. Even with your honed skills, your lived experience, and your specific areas of expertise, you will not do this work alone. We go farther and faster when we work together. So look around you now. Consider who you will turn to for support and collaboration in the days ahead. Working together, we can empower our communities. Doing so will contribute to a cohesive and thriving Thurston County. That is truly something to celebrate. So let me say that again. Working with one another and in your specific sections of the community, you can empower those you serve. Doing so will contribute to a cohesive and thriving Thurston County. Each of you, highly committed and capable elected leaders being sworn in today, has chosen to lead in this time of transformation with that core belief that you can make a difference in support of a stronger community. Your strong sense of service and purpose is what got you here today. It is your integrity and your humility that will carry you through as you address the myriad complex issues that arise before us all. We honor each of you with the unique perspective that you bring and the wisdom that you have within you. We appreciate the spirit of good faith in which you step into your elected offices today. And I wish to extend my most heartfelt congratulations to each of you on your achievement, and may you be well on the journey before you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jody. That was excellent. Really appreciate your joining us. So with that, we are going to begin the swearing in of our returning and newly elected officials. So I want to kind of give you an overview of how this is going to work in this virtual environment. So what I will do is call each jurisdiction, and at that time, you'll want to unmute your mic. So example, if I am calling the city of Lacey, for example, everyone would unmute their mic, and you should have received the oath. You're going to raise your right hand, and I will begin the oath, and you will repeat after me. When I say state your name, that means you want to state your name, okay? And the mayor, well, not all mayors, but the mayor of some jurisdictions will be sworn in separately. For example, City of Tumwater has a strong mayor system. So Mayor Sullivan-elect, you will be sworn in separately from the council members. Mayor Andy Ryder, you'll come down with the rest of City of Lacey newly and returning elected officials, since your council members elect you as mayor. All right. So I'm just going to start from the beginning here. So it is my pleasure to call the Port of Olympia candidates, Bob Ayal and Amy Evans. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I'll try to go slow so I don't miss any of it. All right, so I state your name.
I, Bob Ayal,
I, Amy Evans,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will
that I
support
will
the
support the
Constitution
Constitution of the United
of the United
States
States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and I
and
will
that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
discharge the duties of the office
of the office of Olympia Port Commissioner
of the office of
the office
Olympia
of
Port.
Olympia Port Commissioner,
according to law to the best of my abilities.
according to law to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations. I usually get to shake your hand. So this is my my Zoom shake. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
So now we're going to move on to city councils. So Town of Bakota, so great. This is one advantage of being remote. People can make these when they're far away. So Stephen Purcell, Kevin Jones, and Robert Gordon. Right, terrific. All right, you raise your right hand.
Okay, I'm unmuted now.
Okay, do you all have the oath in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to read the entire oath and then I'll allow you to read it back. It might allow things to go a little quicker. If you don't have the oath, let me know and I'll do it in short segments, okay?
I do not have it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Okay, then I'll go in short little segments. Okay, all right. So raise your right hand. And if you could turn on your cameras also.
It's showing that the host is disabled man.
Okay. See if we can get that fixed. Someone is saying their camera is disabled or that they can't turn it on.
Yeah, Mary, that happened to my camera too, and it says the host stopped your video.
Okay. There we go. All right, great. All right. So I'll go slow. So I state your name,
I, Stephen Purcell,
Kevin Jones,
solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will
that I will
support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
I will faithfully and
and
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Bakota City Council
of the office of
of the office
Bakota
of Bakota
Mayor
City Council
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law to the
according
best
to
of my
law, to the
ability.
best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations, Zoom shake. Thanks for stepping up. And thanks for coming. All right. So now we will move on to the city of Lacey. We have Robin Vasquez, Andy Ryder, Michael Stedman, and Carolyn Cox. So if you can turn on your cameras and unmute yourself.
Mary, this is Carolyn. I cannot turn on my camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's not working either right now. I think the host is one by one doing it.
Yeah,
Okay, they'll turn them on. Here we go.
there we go.
Perfect. So we have Robin and Michael Stedman. There's Michael.
I can see Carolyn and Andy also.
Okay, there's Robin. Robin, you're here twice.
I'm using a different device for audio.
Okay, great. Good to know. All right, so if you'd raise your right hand, please. Do you have the oaths in front of you?
I do.
I do. I already
Yes.
mailed. Mine's already in the envelope, ready to be sent back.
Okay, no worries. I state your name.
Mine, right? I, Michael Ronstadt,
Caroline Cox,
do solemnly affirm
do
solemnly
solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will
That I will
support
support the Constitution of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and
and
the
the
Constitution and laws
of the state of Washington,
that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
that I will
and that I will
faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
duties
of the office of Lacey City Council
of the office of Lacey City Council
council
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law
to the
to the
best
best of my abilities.
Congratulations, all of you.
thanks to Mary.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for coming. Okay. So the city of Olympia, we have Jim Cooper, Yen Han, Clark Gilman, Lisa Parsley, and Dante Payne.
I don't have a copy, Mary.
Okay, no worries. Okay. All right. There we go. Is that everybody? All right. Okay, if you'll raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Dante Payne,
I am Lynn.
Do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly
affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I
I will support the Constitution of the United
States.
the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
Washington.
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
Of
of the office of Olympia City Council
of the
office of Olympia City Council
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law to the best of my ability.
A lot of you from Olympia this year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
All right. Up next, we have the city of Tumwater. Angela Jefferson, Eileen Swarthout, Michael Althauser, Peter Agabi, and then Debbie Sullivan, we will swear in separately. So you can turn on their cameras. Am I maybe? There we go. Screen's 2 pages, so here we are. Great. All right. So if you will raise your right hand. Okay, repeat after me. Do you have the oaths in front of you?
I do.
yes.
Yes, I do.
Everybody does. Yay. Okay, I'm going to read through it and then you can read through it after me. How's that? I state your name, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Tumwater City Council according to law to the best of my ability.
Ready? Set,
Should we
go?
start?
Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
I
do
solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Tumwater City Council according to law
To the best,
of my abilities.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. City of Yelm.
No, you
Joshua.
missed me.
Oh, I'm sorry. The mayor, can't forget the mayor. Okay. All right, Mayor-elect Sullivan. Do you have the oath in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Okay. I, Debbie Sullivan, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Tumwater Mayor according to law to the best of my ability.
I, Debbie Sullivan, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of the City of Tumwater Mayor, according to the laws and to the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you the first female mayor, or have there been others?
No, I'm very first in over 150 years of the history of Tumwater. Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So now we'll jump to the city of Yelm. It's Joshua Crossman and Brian Hess. If you could turn on your cameras. Great. Terrific. And do you have the oaths in front of you?
I do.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I state your name, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Yelm City Council according to law to the best of my ability.
I, Joshua Crossman, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Yelm City Council according to law to the best of my ability.
Great. Congratulations. Congratulations. A lot of new folks in the city of Yelm. All right, so we will be moving into school districts unless there is anybody here from the city of Rainier or the city of Tenino. If you do, you can unmute yourselves and speak up. All right. Okay, so we will move on to North Thurston Public Schools. Jennifer Thomas.
Hello.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you have the oath in front of you?
I do not.
Okay, no worries. And it's just you, so congratulations. Okay, if you can raise your right hand, please. Okay. I, Jennifer Thomas.
I, Jennifer Thomas.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
of the office of North Thurston School Director.
Of the office of North Thurston School Director.
According to law to the best of my ability.
According to law to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right, Olympia School District. Darcy Huffman. So Darcy, you can unmute yourself and turn on your camera. I saw you earlier.
Okay, there we go.
There we are. I have 3 pages of screens. I'm on a laptop. so I lose you a little bit sometimes. All right. And Darcy, I believe it's just you from your school district. So congratulations. And I, Darcy Huffman.
I, Darcy Huffman.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
Of the office of Olympia School Board.
Of the office of Olympia School Board.
According to law, to the best of my ability.
According to law and to the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations on your election.
Thank you, Mary.
All right. So we're moving to Rainier School District.
And I cannot start my video.
Okay. Staff, can you make
Now
that
I can.
happen? There we go. Okay. Rebecca Stillings, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And do you have the oath in front of you, or would you like me to read in segments?
I would like you to read it in segments, please. But I do have it, but I'd like you to read it in segments.
Okay, happy to. All right. I, Rebecca Stillings.
I, Rebecca Stillings.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
Of the office of School Board Director for Rainier School District, according to law, to the best of my abilities.
Of the office of School Board Director for Rainier School District, according to law, to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, moving on to Rochester School District, Thomas Trott. Looking. Is Thomas here?
I don't see him here.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So no Thomas. Okay. Is there anyone here from Griffin School District, Tenino School District, Tumwater School District, or Yelm Community Schools? If so, please unmute yourself and let us know. Okay. We'll be moving on to fire districts. I'm going to get some more light here. All right. So Fire Protection District 3, we have Rick Kelling and Melissa Gamble. Rick, welcome. And is Melissa here?
I am.
Trying to find you. Okay, there we are. Okay, great. All right, well, welcome. So if you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I say your name.
I, Richard Kelly,
Lisa Gamble,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly swear
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will
faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Fire District Commissioner for Fire District 3
of the office
of Fire Commissioner for Fire District number 3
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law to the best
of my ability.
All right, congratulations. You're my fire district, so thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
All right, and Brody Smith, Fire Protection number 6, East Olympia. Great. Brody, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, if you'll raise your right hand. I, Brody Smith,
I, Brody Smith,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
of Fire Commissioner for District number 6
of Fire Commissioner for District number 6
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law to the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And Daniel Bivens from Fire District number 8.
Yes.
All right. You'll raise your right hand. I, Daniel Bivens,
I, Daniel Bivens,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Fire Protection District number 8, South Bay Fire Commissioner, position number 5, according to the law, to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and Fire Protection District number 9, Len Albert. All right.
All right, you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. All right. Do you go by Len or Leonard?
Len is okay.
Okay, Len is okay. All right. So if you'll raise your right hand. All right. I, Len Albert,
I, Len Albert,
do solemnly affirm
affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Fire Commissioner, District number 9,
of the office of Fire Commissioner, District number 9,
according to law to the best of my ability.
according to law to the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, moving to Fire Protection District number 12, Everett Evans.
And this is, I'm also on.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Thanks for coming, Alex. Is Everett here also?
I don't have Everett logged in.
Okay. All right. So Alex, it's just us. All right. So you can raise your right hand. I, Alex Murray.
I,
solemnly. Go ahead.
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
Of the office of Fire Commissioner, Fire Protection District 12.
Of the office of Fire Commissioner, Fire Protection District number 12.
According to law, to the best of my ability.
According to law, to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, moving to Fire 17, Bald Hills, Gerald Bickett.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I bet the roads are a little dicey out your way.
They are. I just made it home. So.
Well, good timing. All right. So Gerald, if you'll raise your right hand. Okay. I, Gerald Bickett.
I, Gerald Bickett.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
That I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Fire Protection District number 17, Bald Hills Fire Commissioner, position number 2, according to the laws to the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Stay safe out there.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So moving to cemetery districts. Cemetery District 1, Grand Mound. Kelly Mulvaney.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. This is my right hand, even though it's showing the wrong side of my head, just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Well, actually, it's opposite of mine, so that works. Okay. All right. Okay. So I, Kelly Mulvaney.
I, Kelly Mulvaney.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Okay. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Grand Mound Cemetery District number 1.
Of the office of Grand Mound Cemetery District number 1.
According to law, to the best of my ability.
According to law, of the best of my ability.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So congratulations to all of you for stepping up. You know, it's not easy putting yourself out there. I know that from experience also, but at this time in history, it's really important to have leaders like all of you stepping up to do the hard job. So we're honored to have Congressman Marilyn Strickland here as our featured speaker. They're having a little challenge right now, trying to get her in. So we are going to take a 5-minute break. So please join us back here at exactly 4 o'clock. Thanks. Congressman Strickland said her remarks. Hopefully we can get her back in. So I'm really happy everybody showed up today. I really look forward to the day when we can do this in person again. This is one of my favorite things to do every year. And again, I just want to say congratulations to all of you, whether you are starting your service or returning to office. Your job is an important job, and it takes a lot of time, and you don't get paid a lot of money. And, local government is the closest government to the people, and the decisions you make have the greatest impact on the lives of your neighbors. So how do we continue to recover from the pandemic? How do we meet the educational needs of all of our children with this curveball that we've been thrown called the pandemic? How can we keep our communities safe? How will we address our most demanding problems? And the public has put their faith in you to answer these questions and act on their behalf. So as you get ready to assume or resume your position in local government, I want to leave you with the final thought. Public service is the idea that we meet our challenges not as individuals, but as members of a community. In a time of unprecedented political polarization, we need to be able to disagree without causing division. And as elected officials, we can model civil dialogue that leads to deeper understanding of each other and leads to some solid solutions. We're not going to be able to solve our problems if we can't see each other as neighbors. So we'll see if we can see where Congressman Strickland is. But I love this community, but it's so small geographically, and we have a lot of jurisdictions. And I think you've all done some amazing things, those of you that are currently in office. And I look forward to seeing the future with some new ideas and new thoughts. And because anything is possible, and the only limits we have are the limits we place on ourselves or our community. And this is a really great place to live and work. So I'm wondering if staff could give me an update on if we are having any success. Well, is there anything anybody else would like to say? It seems like it's been so long. I know so many of you, but it has been so long since I have seen everybody in person. And usually every election year, I get to know the people that are running for office just through being in the community. And I like to hear what candidates have to say. So, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to meet you during your run. So Robin, you have your hand raised.
I do, even on purpose. I just wanted to say thank you, Auditor Hall, for you and your staff's efforts to support our elections and to run this event. Overcoming the challenges of a virtual environment with grace and persistence. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. You know, when you use technology as much as we do, because everybody's teleworking, you learn how to punt. But I think, I thought we were making progress. I'm still waiting to hear.
So Mary, this is Diana. I just wanted to say that many, many times you say, Diana, you're on mute. And you never are on mute. So in these trying times of technology for all of us at the end of the year, thank everyone for their patience.
Yeah. So funny story, you know, last year during a presidential election, and we had a lot going on just in the county with COVID. And it was brand new meeting virtually, but, you know, government has to go on, as I'm sure all of you know who were elected to office. So it was a really trying, but very rewarding year for, I think, all of us. So at the end of the year, I bought everybody was muted at one point in time. So at the end of the year, I bought everybody personalized mugs that said, Diana, you're on mute. So we've all been there. So Treasurer Gadman, please unmute. Thank you for coming. And I love your background.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Pacific Beach. I miss this being in person too. This is always one of my most exciting days to watch new people getting sworn in and as they begin their journey, because I remember so well the first days of my journey, and it's not easy. And that's leads me to, I want to reiterate something that Mary has said a couple of times, and that is, thank you all. I mean, it is really, really hard to put your head up above the sand and expose yourself that way and run for elected office. So congratulations to all of you. And we are so fortunate to have an auditor's office that is supportive and helpful and has the integrity that ours does. So that's what I wanted to say. Congratulations, everybody, and thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Would anybody else like to say anything? Say a few words? It looks like we're not having much luck with the Congresswoman. Oh, wait. She's on. Wait, we've got the Congresswoman. Okay. Let me just confirm that. Congresswoman Strickland, welcome. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties.
It just comes with doing everything via Zoom in a pandemic. So here I am on my phone.
Okay, this is terrific. Well, thank you very much. So I'm so honored to have you here. And for those of you who have not listened to our Congresswoman, she is really spectacular. So just to give you a little information about her, if you've not had an opportunity to meet her yet, Congresswoman Strickland is the first African-American to represent Washington State at the federal level. And Congresswoman Strickland graduated from Tacoma Public Schools and earned her BA in sociology from the University of Washington. And she went on to earn an MBA from Clark Atlanta University, a historically Black college and university. So prior to Strickland's election to Congress, she served as mayor of Tacoma, and I remember for several terms, where she really helped transform a city and an economy that was crippled by the deep recession into a destination for families, workers, artists, tourists, and entrepreneurs. And having lived there before moving to Thurston County, I must say I'm very impressed. A firm believer that there is dignity in all work, Congressman Strickland led successful efforts to raise the minimum wage and pass paid sick leave, paving the way for statewide action. So as a freshman member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Congresswoman Strickland carries with her the experience of rebuilding an economy after a pretty bad economic recession. So Congresswoman Strickland, I am so happy you're here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Great. Well, thank you very much for having me here, Mary, and thank you for the fantastic work that you have done over the years as the Thurston County Auditor. We are just grateful that you are protecting free and fair elections. And congratulations to all of those who got sworn in today, to those of you who are new to public office, and also to those of you who made the choice to re-up. You know, I have often said to folks that no matter what I do politically in my career, working in local office will always be my favorite. And being mayor will always be the job that I love the most. And it's interesting because right now in these challenging times, people are relying on government more than they ever have. The pandemic, the economic recovery, trying to get students back in school, getting vaccines and arms, just all the things that we know that public servants do every day to keep us safe, to fight for a society that is just, and to make sure that we are doing everything we can to keep us all secure. And, you know, when I think about the magnitude of the work that you're doing at the local level, I just first want to say thank you. As someone who has worked in local government, I know that thank yous don't necessarily come easily. And people tend to show up or reach out to you when they're unhappy about something. But I remind folks that, you know, every day when we get out of bed, turn on the light, put our feet on the ground, if we're fortunate enough to be mobile, go to the bathroom, take a shower, handle our business, go make something to eat, get in our cars, drive out of your driveway down the road. You pass a school, you go to a traffic signal, you drive on a road, you may pass people you may see police officers, firefighters. That's all public service. And I think sometimes we take for granted the effect that public service has on our daily lives every single day when we exist. So again, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was just the significance of what it means to serve in public, but also the sacrifice that your family makes. When you choose to run for office, when you choose to re-up, your family is part of that decision as well. And I know that that's a lifestyle choice that we make being in the public eye, but it is noble work, it is important work, it is work that is essential, especially today. As I think about my role as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, I've always talked about the fact that coming from local government gives me a perspective that a lot of people don't have in Congress, because I'm completely aware that the federal government has a role to play to help local government succeed. Federal government has a role to play to fill in the gaps with funding, to create policies that can help all of our communities thrive. And so as someone who comes from local government myself, my heart will always be there. And every policy decision I make, every expenditure I think of, I will always think of first, how does this affect the people who are serving locally and the people that they're representing? That's really the job of the federal government. I also want to talk about, you know, what it's like in these times when it feels as though things are so divided. And I will tell you that, you know, when I'm in Washington, D.C., and you look at who gets on TV, the appetite for drama and conspiracy theories and conflict, we sometimes forget that most people, not all, are in Washington, D.C. to do the people's work. They are fully aware of who sent them there. And we want to make sure that we're supporting the folks who are doing the quiet, tedious work of legislating. It's not a bumper sticker or a headline, but it's the work that delivered the American Rescue Plan. It's the work that delivered the infrastructure plan. And it will be the work that's going to deliver Build Back Better. I also want to just talk about some of the things that I've learned, and I like to do things in lists. And so I'll talk about 5 things I believe that elected officials should do or think about to be successful. And first and foremost, you know, be true to yourself and who you are. You were elected based on a set of values that you have, your experience professionally, your life experience, and the case that you made for why you're the best person to represent. Never lose sight of that Northern Star and why that guides you in the work that you do. Number 2, take full advantage of state and national organizations that are there to support you. Sometimes it's hard for folks to understand what it's like to serve in a certain role unless you're with other people who are doing the same work. And I promise you that every problem that is coming your way, every challenge that you will face, someone in another community or in another state has gone through the exact same thing. So turn to those organizations for advice. They are great places to have great ideas, to bounce things off of each other, and sometimes just get reassured that you're doing the right thing. I would also say too, remember that, especially in a place like the South Puget Sound, the private sector is not our enemy. They can be fantastic allies to help you get measures passed by voters, to help us invest in communities. And I just really believe that in the South Sound, we are in a unique position to have the public sector and the private sector work together hand in hand to talk about how we improve the quality of life for our communities. The other thing I want to talk about too is social media. When I was first elected to city council back in the Stone Ages in 2008, We got our news three ways. You read the newspaper, listened to the radio, and you saw television. And right now, with social media and just the millions of ways we get information, it's really easy for people that we represent to be misinformed, or it takes away our ability to have nuanced conversations because it's so easy to fall into an echo chamber that just confirms what people already believe. So I'll say this, social media has a big influence, but it's not necessarily real life. So when you can, take a break from social media, talk to folks who aren't on it, and just have one-on-one conversations with people because you learn so much about the communities that you represent. And here's a data point for you. On Twitter, for example, 80% of the content that's posted and discussed is posted by 10% of the people on Twitter. So when people say that social media is not real life, it's influential for sure, but just step away from social media sometimes to get a different perspective about what people really think. And then finally, I will just say this, have some fun. And sometimes when we are doing this work that is very serious with big responsibilities, we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. But take your job seriously, take the privilege and responsibility you have very seriously, but lighten up, have a sense of humor, enjoy the work that you do, and be aware of the fact that this is an honor and a privilege, but you can have fun doing it with your staff, with your coworkers, and with other people who are elected officials. So I just want to end by saying it is an honor, a privilege to be a public official. It's not always easy, but you have resources with other people doing the good work. And this is work that is important. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and the 10th Congressional District for the people in Thurston County who are choosing to step up every single day. Thank you so much. And thank you for your infinite patience for me to get here and to have the opportunity to address you.
Well, we are thrilled that we were able to get you on, or you were able to get on. I have no idea what happened. But thank you so very much for coming here. It's such an honor. So I really appreciate this. And I thought you would be the perfect person because you were such a terrific mayor in Tacoma. So yeah, we're lucky to have you as our Congresswoman. So
great. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Happy New Year.
Okay, you too. All right. So this ends our celebration today. I hope you enjoy it. Sorry for the few little hiccups, but again, congratulations on your victory and thank you for stepping up, and best of luck to you in your job, and Happy New Year. Yeah. We'll say goodbye. Take care, everyone.